In today's video, we are looking at how to stop bad breath. It's a very embarrassing thing that people go through. Normally, people with bad breath are the last people to know that they have bad breath. And of course, that's why they keep coming so close to you to talk to you, because they think that they spend time with their oral hygiene and they use the expensive toothpaste and also mouthwashes, and so they think that there's nothing wrong with them. But the person standing beside gets to know that this person has a problem with their breath. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through what causes bad breath. Of course, we also know about some foods that bring about bad breath in this video. But before we get into the other products, and when it comes to food items, I want us to handle the core one that has got to do with the digestive system, even as we want to deal with bad breath. So it's so sad that some people normally spend time with their oral health. They make sure that they buy the best products in the market, and when it comes to their oral hygiene, yet somebody will tell you that, I think you smell bad. It's a very embarrassing moment that people go through. And this is because we forget that the mouth is part of the digestive system. And until we realize that and start to deal with the problems of the digestive system, we're not going to have a good breath. And so when there's a problem in the digestive system, be it the stomach, the large intestine, or the small intestine, what is going to happen is that there's going to be an accumulation of gas. Okay? And so the accumulation of gas will gradually be coming out through the alimentary canal. Also come to the parts whereby there is a plaque in the mouth that also produces gas, and that also that can cause bad smell. And so if we are looking at somebody with problems with the digestive system, that is of course the stomach, the large intestine, and the small intestine, that person can actually be taking apple cider vinegar on a regular basis, or the person can also take butane hydrochloride, which is a natural acidifier that is actually going to help you to stop bad breath. Not just that, butane HCl also helps in something called SIBO, that is small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. Large number of bacteria are supposed to be in the large intestine and not in the small intestine. So when it happens that there's so much of bacteria in the small intestine, and we will come to the types of bacteria. There's a friendly one and there's a bad one. So even if you get a friendly bacteria at the wrong place, what is actually going to happen is that they are going to compete for nutrients. And even as they compete for nutrients, that will actually result in the production of gas, and this gas can actually cause bad breath when you try to breathe or when you try to talk. And so we have to understand that. So we talked about these sulfur compounds, onions and garlics, and even the blue cheese. The blue cheese has mold in it, and that can also contribute to you having a very bad breath. So we can mitigate this bad breath by actually taking in an organic parsley or mint. Some people normally chew gum that has mint in it. Anytime they take this kind of sulfur compound, that actually give you a very bad smell. Actually, this smell is not so much of a problem, because the person would know that, did you actually chew garlic? Did you eat onion? So you know that they know that you ate something. But sometimes some people too, they may throw up if they smell that. So you can actually mitigate the smell with organic parsley and even green tea. Green tea has the ability to actually clear that smell that is produced by these sulfur compounds in the garlic and the onion. And so you have to check that as well. So the next one that I like us to also take a look at it is the kind of toothpaste that we use. There are some people, even before we come into the toothpaste matter, there are some people, they like to use a particular toothbrush for like 2 months, like 3 months. You realize that there's so much friction on it, and they still keep trying to keep their mouths clean with it, it's not advisable. So if you're watching this video and you found of that, I plead with you to stop. Even as we're talking about these plaques that are built in the mouth and that it releases, they release gas and that can lead to bad breath. Yeah. So I'm recommending to you the clove or the cardamom toothpaste. The reason why I'm recommending to you is because they have a component that is able to help to keep the friendly bacteria. There are some toothpaste that they have compounds in it that kills, those compounds kill both the friendly and the bad bacteria, and that is not advisable. So you'd have to, if you have an issue with bad breath, then I think you need to get any toothpaste that has the clove or the cardamom in it, that is very selective by keeping the friendly bacteria and killing the unfriendly bacteria. I beg your pardon. I humbly advise that even as your oral hygiene is concerned, you get a toothpaste that has the clove or the cardamom, because these toothpaste out there has so much percentage of the fluoride, and the fluoride is not selective, and so it's going to kill both the friendly and the unfriendly bacteria in your mouth, and that can actually contribute to a bad breath. Yeah, so the fluoride in its right amount is very good. So if you get a toothpaste that has the fluoride in its right amount, and of course I'm going to show you down there the right amount of the fluoride that you need to take, that it should be in the toothpaste. So if you buy a toothpaste, if you can't get a clove or the cardamom because of where you are, and then you buy a toothpaste that has a fluoride in it, just check within this range. If it goes beyond it, then it means that that toothpaste is going to do you more harm than good, and you need to be very careful also. All right. So when you use mouthwash that has alcohol in it, or when you drink alcohol, and this is what is going to happen. There's going to be the killing of both the friendly and the unfriendly bacteria, the good and the bad. And there's going to be antibiotic resistance, and the antibiotic resistance would eventually lead to a massive growth, not just growth, but a massive overgrowth of, the unfriendly bacteria. That is going to contribute to bad breath. Typical example is oral thrush and white tongue. You see people with very white tongue, something very white on their tongue. So it's as a result of the killing of these friendly bacteria. So when these friendly bacteria are killed and the bad bacteria are also killed, what is going to happen is that it's going to contribute to bad breath. So too much of fluoride is initially going to make your mouth very clean. Yeah, you smell fluoride, you smell so nice, but eventually it's going to contribute to you having a bad smell. You can also be chewing gum, not just any gum, but chew, apart from the mint gum I talked about, of course, that you want to actually mitigate the sulfur compounds. You can also be chewing gum that has a component called xylitol. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol that is very selective by killing the bad bacteria and leaving the good ones in your mouth, and that is really going to help you to overcome bad breath. So you can get any gum with xylitol. If you've been dealing with bad breath for a while, it's really going to help. Even as you also make sure that you don't overuse fluoride, because fluoride is not like xylitol. Fluoride is not selective, just like alcohol. They are not selective. They are going to kill both the good and the bad bacteria. You can try some natural deodorizer. That is of course found in green stuffs. So green stuffs and other vegetables, they have natural deodorizer. So if you're dealing with bad breath, you can be taking green stuffs because they have natural deodorizer. And it's not just going to be for your mouth, but also for your gut. And that is going to help to keep the good bacteria. And there's not going to be any evolution of gas that will give you a bad smell, or even in the oral cavity, any plaque that can actually produce a gas that can also give a bad smell. So that is something that you also need to consider. Another one that we have to look at is coffee. The drinking of coffee. Coffee, like the kernels, they are able to dry out your mouth, and by so doing it affects the microbiome of your mouth. There's going to be competition of nutrients by this bacteria, and when there's a competition, what happens? There's going to be an evolution of gas. That gas can contribute to bad smell or bad breath. The next one is actually going to be the last one that's talking about is sugar. You know, sugar actually feeds the unfriendly bacteria in your mouth, and the sugar is able to produce an acid that normally make holes in your teeth. And when these holes are made in your teeth, the organisms are going to hide there, and they will start be feeding themselves. They will be replicating, and they will be producing gases, and these gases contribute to a bad smell. So you need to be very careful of sugar. As we know, yeast feeds on sugar, so it's actually going to feed the unfriendly bacteria, and that's contribute to a bad smell as well. Thank you so much for making time to watch me on this channel. If you like this content, and then if you like this video, yeah, you can just share this video to someone, and then you can put your comment below and subscribe to this channel. Thanks so much, and hope to see you another time on this channel. Bye bye.